My beautiful friends, empowered and resilient as you are, today I want to share with you the power of silence in moments of disrespect. In life, there will be times when someone's words or actions will bruise your spirit. They may question your worth, undermine your voice, or even mock the very essence of who you are. But let me tell you something: how you respond in those moments defines not only your strength but also your wisdom. Silence is not weakness, it's wisdom. To some, the act of staying silent might appear as a sign of surrender or passivity, but in truth, it is one of the most profound expressions of inner strength. Silence, when wielded with intention, carries an unshakable dignity. It is a powerful choice that speaks volumes without the need for words. It says, I value my peace more than this confrontation. It says, I refuse to let my emotions dictate my actions. And most importantly, it says, I know my worth and it does not diminish because of your behavior. When we think about wisdom, we think about discernment, about knowing when to act and when to hold back. Silence embodies this wisdom and allows us to resist the instinct to react impulsively, to lash out, or to defend ourselves when disrespected. Instead, silence becomes the pause, the moment of clarity that reminds us we are not obligated to engage in every battle or justify ourselves to those who refuse to see our value. There is profound strength in restraint. Choosing silence in the face of disrespect is not about letting someone walk over you. It's about walking away from a situation that does not deserve your energy. It's about recognizing that not all conflicts are worth your time, and not all words spoken in anger deserve a response. By staying silent, you demonstrate emotional intelligence and self-control. You rise above the moment, showing that you are governed by purpose and not by provocation. Silence also protects your power. Every time we react to disrespect, we hand over a piece of ourselves. We let the other person dictate our emotions and pull us into their chaos. But silence keeps your power intact. It says, I see your behavior and I choose not to let it disturb my peace. This isn't weakness, it's mastery over oneself. It's the ability to prioritize what truly matters and let go of what does not. And let's not forget, silence is often misunderstood because it requires patience. It's much easier to let emotions overflow, to speak without thinking, and to try to win an argument. But wisdom understands that not every battle is worth fighting. Sometimes silence is the greatest victory because it denies the other person the satisfaction of knowing they've rattled you. It is a quiet reminder that you are anchored in a deeper sense of self, one that cannot be shaken by fleeting words or moments. There is an undeniable power in letting silence speak for you. It forces others to sit with their actions, to confront their words without the distraction of your response. Often silence leaves a stronger impression than any comeback ever could. It is an act of defiance cloaked in calmness, a statement that says, you do not have the authority to disturb my peace. Remember, silence is not the absence of strength, it is the presence of wisdom. It is a choice to rise above, to protect your peace, and to remain rooted in your self-worth. It is a reminder that you are not defined by how others treat you, but by how you choose to respond. True strength is not found in the loudest voice or the quickest retort. It is found in the quiet confidence of knowing when to speak and when to hold back. This balance is not always easy to achieve because our emotions often urge us to react immediately, to defend, to explain, to prove ourselves. But true strength lies in the ability to resist that urge, to pause, and to ask ourselves whether our words will bring value to the moment or merely add to the noise. To know when to speak requires discernment. It is the art of understanding the weight of your words and the impact they will have. Words are powerful tools capable of building bridges or burning them down. They can heal, inspire, and enlighten, but they can also wound, divide, and escalate conflict. True strength lies in choosing your words with care, ensuring they reflect your integrity and your purpose. Speaking out at the right time with the right intention can be transformative. It can shine a light on truth, bring clarity to confusion, and bring people closer to understanding. Equally, true strength is evident in the moments when you hold back. It takes incredible self-control and wisdom to recognize that sometimes speaks louder than words. Holding back doesn't mean you're suppressing your voice or accepting disrespect. It means you understand the value of restraint. It means you can see the bigger picture and prioritize your peace over fleeting confrontations. It means you recognize that not every situation deserves your input, and not every disagreement requires your participation. Holding back can also be an act of compassion. Sometimes refraining from speaking is a way of showing grace. It is acknowledging that the other person may be speaking from a place of hurt, anger, or misunderstanding, and that your words in that moment may only add fuel to the fire. True strength is knowing that your silence can create space for reflection, for yourself and for others. It allows emotions to settle and perspectives to shift, but make no mistake, holding back does not mean silencing yourself permanently. True strength is not about being passive. It is about being intentional. It is about knowing when your voice is needed to stand up for what's right, to protect your boundaries, or to bring light to a dark situation. There are times when silence is no longer an option, and your strength is shown in your ability to speak up with courage and conviction. The balance between speaking and holding back is where true strength resides. It requires a deep understanding of yourself, your values, and your priorities. It demands that you stay connected to your inner wisdom, trusting it to guide you in each moment. It is not a one-size-fits-all approach, but a practice that grows with experience and self-awareness. True strength is not about overpowering others with your words or proving your point at any cost. It is about maintaining your integrity and staying true to who you are. It is about protecting your peace while respecting the power of your voice. It is about choosing your battles wisely and knowing that sometimes the most powerful statement you can make is the one you choose not to say. Your peace is priceless. It is the foundation of your well-being, your clarity, and your ability to live authentically. Yet, in a world that often encourages us to react, defend, or prove ourselves, it can be tempting to trade that peace for a fleeting sense of validation. But let me remind you, no amount of temporary satisfaction is worth sacrificing your inner calm. When someone challenges your boundaries, disrespects your values, or provokes you with their words, there's a moment of choice. In that moment, you might feel the urge to respond, to explain, or to retaliate. That response might give you a brief sense of satisfaction, a feeling of being heard, of standing your ground, or of putting someone in their place. But what happens after that? Often the rush of validation fades quickly, leaving behind the noise, the tension, and the exhaustion of having engaged in a battle that didn't serve you. Peace, on the other hand, is enduring. It is the quiet strength that allows you to rise above the chaos and remain centered in your truth. It's not about ignoring what happens around you or pretending that disrespect doesn't hurt. It's about choosing not to let external situations disturb your internal balance. When you hold on to your peace, you're sending a powerful message not just to others, but to yourself. You're saying, I value my well-being more than winning this argument. I prioritize my energy over proving a point. I refuse to let anyone have the power to disrupt my harmony. Trading your peace for temporary validation is like chasing a mirage in the desert. It might look appealing in the moment, but it offers no real nourishment. Validation from others can never replace the deep fulfillment that comes from being at peace with yourself. When you allow someone else's opinions or actions to dictate your emotions, you give them control over your state of mind. You give them access to a part of you that should remain sacred. Protecting your peace means being discerning about where you place your attention and energy. Not every comment deserves a response, not every criticism requires a defense, and not every battle is worth fighting. This isn't about avoiding conflict altogether, it's about choosing conflicts that matter and handling them in a way that aligns with your values. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is walk away from negativity with your head held high and your heart intact. Peace is also about self-validation. When you are secure in who you are, you don't need external approval to feel whole. You don't need to prove your worth to someone who fails to see it. You understand that their opinions, their judgments, and their attempts to provoke you say more about them than they ever could about you. Your peace becomes your shield, protecting you from the chaos and noise of the outside world. This doesn't mean you won't feel the sting of disrespect or the pull of frustration. You're human, and those feelings are natural. But true strength lies in how you respond to those feelings. Do you react impulsively, giving away your power for a fleeting sense of validation? Or do you take a deep breath, remind yourself of your worth, and choose to stay grounded in your peace? Your peace is a treasure that deserves to be guarded fiercely. It allows you to think clearly, to love deeply, and to live authentically. It is the space where your best decisions are made and where your soul finds rest. Never let temporary validation, no matter how tempting, rob you of that gift. Hold your peace close, nurture it, and let it be the anchor that keeps you steady in the storms of life. Disrespect is a mirror that reflects the other person's character far more than it could ever define your worth. When someone chooses to speak or act in a way that belittles, undermines, or disregards you, their behavior speaks volumes about their own values, their emotional state, and their understanding of respect. It reveals their inability to approach situations with kindness, empathy, or maturity. Yet, in those moments, it's easy to internalize their actions, to wonder if their words carry any truth, or to question whether you somehow deserve to be treated that way. The truth is, disrespect is rarely about you. It's about what's happening within the other person. Perhaps they are carrying insecurities they've yet to confront, projecting their frustrations onto you as a way to mask their own struggles. Maybe they lack the emotional tools to communicate effectively, resorting to disrespect as a misguided expression of power or control. Whatever the case, their behavior is a reflection of their inner world, a world that is often shaped by unresolved pain, fear, or inadequacy. When someone disrespects you, they are revealing their priorities, their perspective, and their inability to honor the humanity in others. It's not your responsibility to fix them or to carry the weight of their actions. Disrespect is a choice they make, one that has little to do with who you are and everything to do with where they are in their journey. In these moments, it's crucial to separate their behavior from your identity. Your worth isn't tied to their words or actions, and it isn't diminished by their inability to see your value. You are not defined by their opinion of you or by their decision to act in a way that fails to meet the standards of decency. Disrespect, while hurtful, is a reflection of their own limitations, not a measure of your self-worth or character. It's also worth noting that people often act disrespectfully when they feel threatened or intimidated, even if unintentionally. Your strength, confidence, or authenticity may shine a light on their insecurities, causing them to lash out as a defense mechanism. Their disrespect becomes an attempt to bring you down to a level where they feel more comfortable, a way to regain a sense of control in a dynamic that challenges them. Mastering silence is mastering yourself because it requires a profound level of self-awareness, discipline, and emotional intelligence. Silence is not simply the absence of words, it is the presence of intentionality. It is the ability to pause in the face of provocation, to hold your ground without being swayed by external forces, and to navigate your emotions with grace and composure. When you master silence, you gain control over your reactions, demonstrating a level of strength that few can attain. In moments of conflict or disrespect, the urge to respond can feel overwhelming. Words often rise to the surface, fueled by frustration, hurt, or the desire to defend yourself. Yet, choosing silence in these instances is an act of self-mastery. It means resisting the impulse to react impulsively, instead opting to process your emotions internally before deciding how to proceed. This deliberate choice creates a space between stimulus and response, allowing you to act with intention rather than being driven by emotion. Silence also reflects an inner confidence that does not rely on external validation. It shows that you are secure enough in your own identity to remain unfazed by the opinions or actions of others. When you choose silence, you are asserting that your sense of self is not contingent upon the need to explain, justify, or retaliate. You are demonstrating that your peace is more valuable than temporary vindication, and that you are capable of standing firm in your truth without the need for outside affirmation. Furthermore, silence is a powerful tool for gaining clarity. By stepping back and quieting the noise of the world around you, you allow yourself to observe situations from a broader perspective. In the quiet moments, you can reflect, reassess, and realign with your values and priorities. This stillness often reveals insights that would have been missed in the chaos of hurried words and reactive decisions. Mastering silence also means understanding its depth. Silence can convey strength, assert boundaries, and communicate what words cannot. It is not passive, it is purposeful. It allows you to wield your energy selectively, choosing when and how to engage in a way that aligns with your goals and preserves your dignity. Silence can be an act of defiance, a demonstration of control, or an invitation for others to reflect on their actions. In mastering silence, you discover the strength that lies within you, the strength to rise above the noise, to protect your peace, and to stay anchored in your self-worth. Silence becomes more than the absence of words. It becomes a deliberate act of self-respect and wisdom. It teaches you to value your energy, to discern when engagement is worthwhile, and to recognize that your response or lack thereof has the power to shape the narrative. Let your silence speak volumes about your character, your confidence, and your ability to stand firmly in your truth. In those moments when words are unnecessary, let your silence remind the world and yourself that you are in control of your emotions, your reactions, and your life.